Okay, this is a story by Shannon Ethel. It's titled No More Happy Endings. It was contest winner number 88. I'll post a link to the contest and to the story in the description here. Once upon a time there was only war. She leapt up in triumph. Blood dripped from her sword as she swung it down the beast's neck, hacking it in a frenzy. She laughed. The taste of blood and sweet revenge urged her in a manic slaying of the creature that had... Nope, that wasn't right. Once there was a girl who had a monster in her, clawing at the surface every waking moment. Nope, not that either. There was once a little girl who what? Tearing at the page away, crumpling it to a ball. He threw it over his shoulder to join into a growing mass of brethren on the floor. It was dark in the office. The curtain shut to block out the intrusion of the light. He worked by a single lamp, its artificial brightness casting shadows about the room. Shadows were better than ghosts, he supposed. He licked his dry lips, ignoring his thirst, beginnings of a headache. When last had he drunk anything? No, that wasn't important. This was. On the bookshelf behind him, the row of bestsellers stared down mockingly at him. They were not stories, like the one he was trying so desperately to write. These were the horror retellings of traditional fairy tales. Stories where the wolf ate the girl, the evil queen became the fairest in the land, and giants ruled the world below. There were no good endings there. Why can't you write a happy story? Childish voice whined in his ears. He turned, almost expecting her to be standing behind him. But there was only shadows in his books. Those books had taken so many hours, so much time. Why had he wasted so much time? I'm trying, he whispered. He pushed the thoughts of wrath and pain away. A long, long time ago, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a girl who... He got up, reaching for the first book on the shelf, his first novel. The snarling face of an undead Cinderella staring up at him. What had he been writing this for? Her first birthday? Her first word? He couldn't remember just now. Opening it, he peered down at his dedication. The only indication that he remembered her at all. Who dedicates a horror book to a baby? He was such an idiot. He tore out the page, and then the next, and next, and next. One by one, they fell to the floor like snow until his movements became erratic, gripping handfuls at a time and ripping them out. Grabbed another book. Cannibalistic Gretel greeted him, her brother's severed head grinning at the reader. This one joined the flurry of paper on the ground. Stupid, stupid, he chanted to himself, almost screaming the words out. Book after book he tore it apart, helping him vent his rage in the dark room. He finally collapsed on the floor, exhausted to his bones. The blank pages of the notebook waited for him. He put his head back, closed his eyes. The world was bright. Sunlight dabbed down the leaves of the trees in the forest and down the road out of his white horse. It had been a long and treacherous journey. He had faced dragons and monsters. He climbed mountains and ventured deep underground. His adventures had taken him far and wide. He'd seen places he couldn't have dreamed of. But it was worth it, all to get to this point. He had finally found her. The princess had been stolen away from him suddenly by a wicked fairy who cast a terrible curse on her. The curse to this curse was almost impossible to find, and many times the brave king had come close to giving up hope. The path led him deep in a forest, past whispering trees and sweet songbirds that heralded his coming. A gilded glass coffin lay in the center of a clearing. As he approached it, he could see her sweet face through the opaque glass, dreaming gently. He got off his horse and approached the cure, a magical flower in his hand. He stepped forward, his boots sinking into the soft moss as the perfumed scent of the forest hit him. Lifting the lid, he laid the flower, its golden petals gleaming, onto her chest and waited and waited. "Darling," he whispered, "it's time to wake up." Her angelic face, framed in a golden halo of her hair, remained impassive. He bent down, pressing his lips to her cool forehead, feeling his eyes stinging. Please wake up, he begged. The gilded coffin faded to crisp white sheets, the forest of the stark walls and hospital room. The sweet smell of the arid scent of chemicals used to clean the floors, and the gentle bird song became a slow beep of the heart monitor. He sat crouched below a bedside, holding her cold hand in his death grip, eyes red from crying all night. His little girl lay still in the bed, her usually plump cheeks shallow and glow from loss from her skin. Her beautiful golden hair was all gone and wore a cap to keep her head warm. She was connected to more wires and tubes than he thought possible for such a tiny human being. Her eyes remained closed, trapped in the dream world forever. Please, wake up, he cried. Why can't you write a happy story, Dad? Paul, the voice coming to him from far away, slowly dragging him out of a dream. Honey, wake up. His eyes opened blearily. Someone had opened the curtains in the window, letting the sunshine leak in. A mess of paper covered the floor, his wife looking down at him, her gaze looked worried. You need some water, she said coaxingly, and some food. Come on. She tried to pull him up, gripped her by the arms, gaze searching. She looked so much like the little princess with the same golden hair and sweet face. There were bags under her eyes, betrayed how tired and sad she was. His heart clenched painfully. I said I'd write it, he mumbled out. It seemed important, she know. I was trying to write a happy story, I promise. She leaned forward, wrapped her arms around him, and bringing them close together. He stuttered in her arms, letting himself get pulled away by her warmth. As hot tears found their way down his face as he clutched close to her, I know, she said, she'll really like it. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a little girl who was loved very, very much. That's it.